your 19 starters. The yellows are off. The pace car is in. 30 laps about to get underway. Who will be the new Australian champion for the AMCA Nationals? Green. Away they go. Michael Miller gets down early. Neil Lorenz looks to carry the forward. Michael Clark stays on the outside. Scott Ellis follows through, sits there in fourth position. Down the back they go. Rick Moran looking to get up and fight with these guys very early. Adam Wallace up and over the front of Keith Duggan. And Brent Toowoomba in there as well. The yellows are on. The yellow lights are on. Not a lap completed. And Adam Wallace, the current Australia one, he fired it in there like a bullet. Straight over the front of Keith Duggan he went. And in doing so, brought undone Brent Toowoomba as well. You can only imagine what's going through his mind at the moment. But the field now looks Kerry McCombs on the outside of him, and the other guys take up their position at the rear of the field. 29 laps on the blind green, away we go. And down into turn one they go once again, and this time Clark and Miller come together. Sparks flying out of those cars, and Rick Moran up the inside of Dennis Miller, of Michael Miller I should say. Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Michael Clark is your race leader though on the outside of the P&M Earthworks car. Down through 1 and 2, down the back chute. He's got Rick Moran from Victoria in Hopper shed. Scott Ellis looking to get underneath Michael Miller in the N10 Cool Cab car. Can't do so at the moment. Then we go back to Neil Wallace, Brent Thierry. There's Matthew Crimmins, Craig Murray, Paul Clark, John McKay, Jay Carney. There's Quillerat. Dolman's coming through, so is the car. The 9 car there of Mick Brom, he is on charge. Dennis Miller also. Back to Jimmy 9, there's McCombs at the tail of Nicholas Brent Toowoomba. 27 laps left to run on the board. Long way to go for these guys at the moment. But our race leader is Michael Clark in car number 48. But these two guys out in front, Michael Clark and Rick Moran, they are the head and shoulders above the rest of them at the moment. They go down the back street, they've got the length of the back straight and then some. Over the third, Ellis up the inside of Miller. Takes third but goes wide. Miller comes back underneath him, side by side, down the front chute they go. Miller backs out of it. Ellis goes round the outside. Takes third position. He'll set sail after our 2 leaders. Neil Wallace looking to get up the inside of Miller as well. Not going to have a lot of luck there as Matthew Crimmins looks to go underneath Frank Thierry. Murray gets a turn in the back from Clark. Takes out the car of Mackay. Jay Carney meanwhile comes through with Quillerat. Dolmans as Mackay slips down through the field. Our race leaders are about to put a lap on the car of Kerry McCombs. The Xbox car. McCombs goes wide. Carter Clark up towards the wall. Clark kept going though, kept the pedal to the metal. Rick Moran there, sitting in second spot. He's been about a car length and a half behind since the green. Over the car of Rick Moran now. Toowoomba now gets out of the way, lets Moran through. There's sparks flying of cars getting wheel to wheel over there in turns 1 and 2. Michael Clark though, trying to find his way through the pack at the back. Jimmy Knight's the next one as Quillerat comes back onto the racetrack. There's battles all through this field. Scott Ellis, he's hunting down these guys out in front. He gets past McCombs. Michael Miller and Neil Wallace are still going at it for 4th spot. Wallace has a look up the inside of Miller. Almost gets into the side of him, backs out of it now. Matthew Crimmins, Jay Carney's managed to get past Frank Thierry. Thierry has got a wall of traffic behind him. Jack Dolman's right on the tail of the number 7 car. Then it's Paul Clark. Mick Brom there with still that smoke trailing out. Craig Murray. John Mackay. Dudley Quillerat. There's been a change in the lead. Clark has lost it to Rick Moran. Clark caught up in the traffic with Dennis Miller and Jimmy Knight has lost the lead to Rick Moran. Moran now the race leader. Victoria won. Michael Clark sparks flying out of the back of that car as he puts the brake on, turning into turn number 1. That smoke getting worse out the back of Mick Brom. Clark and Moran. Oh, look out! Jimmy Knight's around. That'll bring on the yellows. Jimmy Knight in contact there with a couple of cars down the back. Back to him so he can fight on. Back to green we go. 12 laps left in the Australian title. Moran gets a car link on Clark straight down into 1. Ellis right on his hammer. Kerry McComb's got the rest of the pack behind him. Michael Miller, Neil Wallace. Then we go back to the car there, the 10 car of Crimmins. Then it's Carty. Jack Dolman's trying to go around the outside of Carty. It's not going to happen. Their race leaders down the back straight. Clark starting to get back that ground he lost initially to Moran in the restart. Scott Ellis drifting back about a car length and a half now from Clark. Yellows are out again. He's trying to find out what it is. Obscured by the ambulance. Back underway, and just wanting to have a word to one of the officials. We still have 10 laps left to run for the A main here tonight. Didn't realise he was a little early. Holderfield's going to bunch up through 3 and 4, but Moran is our race leader. Green away they go, 10 laps left to run. Michael Clark sits in second, Scott Ellis in third. Wallace got what he needed, he got rid of Michael Miller out of the front. He's had some car speed on board, but just hasn't been able to get around the guys in front of him. Then we go back to Matthew Crimmins. Jack Dolman's looking to find a way around Jay Carty. Not happening though. Down the back straight they go though. Rick Moran still the race leader. Michael Clark looking to come back at Moran now. He's right on the tail of the Victoria 1 car. Loses a little bit of length there as he goes into turns 1 and 2, but catches us up as they run down the back straight. Scott Ellis sits there in 4th, and in 3rd position 4th is Neil Wallace. Carty looking inside Crimmins. Drifts up the track, gets in front of Dolman's. Clark has a look up the inside of Dolman's. Bit of paddle rubbing going on there. Brom in behind with Mackay. Airy, Knight, Murray, and it's Quiller and Miller and the rest of the field. We got 7 laps left to run in the 2006 Australian National Title for the AMCAs. Then we go back to Wallace and Crimmins, and it's Clark and Dolmans and Brom and the rest of the field. They're all back up again behind Frank Carey. And down the back shed, through turns 3 and 4 is our race leader, Rick Moran. Out of turn 4 he comes, there's 3 laps left to run. Michael Clark sits there in second spot from Scott Ellis. There's some cars involved once again over there in turns 3 and 4. It's Michael Miller, Craig Murray and Dudley Quillerat. Moran and Clark keen right up on the tail of Moran as they go back to green. Scott Ellis looks down the inside of Clark. It's all or nothing for Ellis. Down the back chute he goes, he sits in 3rd spot. Moran starts to skip away again, he's got a car length over Clark. Ellis is right on Clark's hammer. They've got away from Wallace. Paul Clark looking up the inside. Oh, thought about going underneath Crimmins, but backed out at the last minute. But out in front, Moran, Michael Clark's coming back at him. We're going to have 2 laps left to run. It's Moran, Clark and Ellis. They're the 3 that are going to fight out for this title. Wallace has dropped back in 4th towards Crimmins. Down the back chute they go for the second last time. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. White flag, 1 to go for Rick Moran. Michael Clark sits in second from Scott Ellis. I don't think much is going to happen. Down the back chute they go. Through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. The South Australian and Victoria champion is now the Australian #1. Rick Moran, Michael Clark in for second, Scott Ellis in third. Then it was Wallace from Crimmins with Paul Clark, and the rest of the field comes on through. Well, he's a Victorian number one. He's a South Australian number one. Put your hands together for him, folks. He is now Australia one. Rick Baran, the race winner.